Again, so third speech, and the numbers are reducing drastically. A time will come when I'll do P10, and I will be the only person to present in front of teachers. And thank you very much, Mayur, for making my life more difficult. I have not prepared well, and your first speech was fantastic. I'm here to talk about a story that has not many villains, not many heroes, but many, many sidekicks. So you have sidekicks on hero's part, you have sidekicks on villain's part. A story you will require in ISB, outside ISB. A story required by people with jobs, people looking for jobs, and people not without jobs. A story for everyone. Story you require for the interviews altogether. Most of us, probably some of us, have guessed what I'm talking about. Yes, it's the Euro crisis. No one is a villain. They don't know who's a villain. The story is still on. There are a lot of sidekicks. You have US, you have Europe, you have India, you have a lot of people over here. The story starts with the formation of a group of nations, European Union altogether. It started from the time when we had. It started from the time, long time, not last 2 decades. It's actually decades back when even Napoleon Bonaparte and William Churchill thought about making countries together, European Union together, and to formulate on account of the economic and political synergies that will arrive. The idea was well formulated when Euro was formed by those countries, and the political things were thought that the war will not happen, and the economic things were thought that okay, it will give synergy in terms of common trade and no pricing risk and no currency risk. Sorry for using different words, difficult words. I'm a finance background person. In 2009, in 1999, almost a decade and 2 years back, these countries formulated and they made a European Union. It was backed by European Central Bank and the common perception and will of close to 300 million people. In the entire story, things till 2009, 1 decade, things went very smoothly. Euro was considered as one of the strongest successors for the Euro. All the countries in the European Union were happy. Low employment, low inflation, low unemployment, low inflation, high growth. All the economies were booming. But there's one black sheep in the entire set of countries. The black sheep was none but Greece. There are few rules which were set by European Union while formulating the union altogether. One, the states cannot devalue if they borrow too much. Number 2, they cannot have deficit more than 3% of a GDP. Number 3, in case one of the countries default, there was a matriarch treaty was signed which said that the other countries will not come and help them altogether to bail out. However, there was one missing thing, that there was no penalty which was set aside in case one of the country defaults. One of the biggest lacuna they have in the entire matriarch treaty. So Greece, as of today, let me give a before going to the background where I'll emphasize more, I'll give a situation today. Greece today is a 3 billion economy with a population close to 5 billion, 50 million approximately. The unemployment rate is close to 16.5%. The GDP growth is -7%. Things are going bad. Inflation is 3.1%, which is not very bad. But overall, it has been not able to run through the expectation which is being set by EU. The background, this is the present scenario. The background of Greece altogether has the reason why it is standing in this position today. The roots are lying in its background, and the joining of the group altogether, the EU altogether. So the Greece was not able to take a lot of advantage after the World War II because it was ruled by 2 prominent families for almost 2 decades. Close to 1973, it got its democracy, and then it started out of the public sector acquisitions started happening. And by 2000, approximately in 1990s, they were holding close to 45% state holding. It was running on large debt. It was already at 102% of GDP debt, which was a substantial amount. And it tried to join the European Union to gain the advantage of the entire unity of European countries. Greece undoubtedly was the biggest beneficiary in the entire chain of the deal. It has huge debt, and that was the biggest crisis, biggest worry for a country called Germany, because Germany was worried that the financial discipline which the neighboring countries were able to evolve over the decades could be swept out by one country called Greece. Greece tried to join European Union, but the application was rejected because of its high deficit in 2009. But something happened in 2 years. For some reason, Greece was able to evolve very well, and it was able to reduce its deficit from 16% to 1%. Inflation as low as 2%. That qualified it to become a member of European Union. And for some reason, it was able to join the European League altogether because they took this as a national pride. They were rejected in 1999, so they took as a national pride to join the Union altogether. The reason was stated later on as a few accounting errors and the complex debt and credit derivatives established by Greece with the help of investment bankers. Now we know them very well. By 2009, the Greece was started having troubles altogether in terms of large debt. It was running a huge debt, and it was become a big hole in the European Union altogether. The recession was on. As other developed countries, European ECB, European Central Bank, was funding a lot of money in the economy. It was pouring money, and it was lending money at 1%. These banks, European banks, were giving money to Greece altogether at 4%, and earning huge margin. Creditors presume that the bank ECB is supporting the Greece, and default will be helped. But there was a time in 2009 when S&P downgraded the entire rating of Greece, and that is where investors got worried. They're looking for some word from the European Central Bank, but no word came. The sister countries were not supporting because of the clause mentioned in the Madrid Treaty that other countries will not come out to bail out the Greece. Things went worse. The ratings went, the yields of the debt went up. Bonds were failing, and it was presumed that it will lose 30-50% of the margin. Debt holders will lose 30% of the money. Things went worse, and today Greece is standing at a position where the question arises: will European Union sustain? Will euro be a common currency? Things will go good or bad. European Union so far has not stand on their hard currency stand that they have proved as a soft currency, and today people are speculating, will we have euro in the future? Thank you.